What is your why? What do you think a higher credit limit will do for you? I had a thought about credit as I built it. What happens when you have great credit but no money? Or when a person has money and no credit? Have you ever thought about things like that? Sure, you can have great credit and get approved for a bunch of things, but if you do not have enough money to maintain the possible expense, then what is the point? This is my truth. I realized that a 800-plus score with a $0 bank balance is just a well-decorated trap. In Babylon, they called this the illusion of wealth. If you have the credit to buy a chariot but not the gold to feed the horses, the chariot eventually becomes a burden that crushes you. Modern credit is a lever, but a lever is useless if you have no weight, cash, to move. We aren't building credit to buy things. We are building credit to buy assets that pay for those things. Before you apply for that higher limit, ask yourself, if my income stopped tomorrow, could I maintain this lifestyle for 6 months? If the answer is no, your credit isn't a tool. It's a liability. The Babylonian secret to a lean purse isn't just about saving, it's about proportion. Never let your credit-backed expenses exceed 70% of your guaranteed gold flow. That 30% margin is your wall of Babylon. It protects you from the invaders of debt and inflation. The hook, the Great Reset. Most people remember the pandemic as a time of chaos. But for a select few, it was the greatest wealth-building event in human history. While the world stood still, a 4,000-year-old secret from the clay tablets of ancient Babylon was being put into practice. I used these exact principles to transform a 540 credit score into a 800 plus and turn a period of uncertainty into a foundation of real wealth. Today, I'm going to show you how the 7 cures for a lean purse didn't just work in the ancient world, they were the exact blueprint for those who got rich in 2020, and they are the key to your financial freedom in 2026. If you've ever felt like the system is rigged against you, stick with me. We're going to wash the tablet clean. Part 1. Fattening the purse in a lockdown. The first Babylonian cure is simple. Start thy purse to fattening. Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, taught that for every 10 coins you place within your purse, take out but 9 for thy spending. During the pandemic, the commute disappeared. The expensive lattes disappeared. For the first time, many people had an involuntary surplus. The mistake most made? They spent it on digital trinkets, Amazon deliveries, and streaming subs. But those who built real wealth understood that the 10% isn't just a number, it's your seed corn. I took that 10% and applied it to my utilization hack. By paying down my credit card balances just 3 days before the statement date, not the due date, I showed the banks I was a master of my gold, not a slave to it. My score jumped 40 points in the first month alone. That is the modern version of a fattened purse. Part 2. Making the gold multiply, the 2020 dip. The second cure, make thy gold multiply. In Babylon, they understood that gold in a box is useless. It must be put to labor. In March 2020, the world went on sale. While the masses panicked, the Babylonian thinkers bought. They bought index funds, they bought real estate, and they bought time. But you can't multiply gold if you don't have access to it. This is where your credit score becomes your most powerful weapon. With an 800-plus score, I was able to access 0% interest capital. Imagine borrowing the bank's money for free to invest in assets that are growing by 20%. That isn't just luck. That's the Babylonian principle of seeking wise counsel. I stopped listening to get-rich-quick gurus and started studying the history of market cycles. Real wealth isn't made in the boom. It's prepared for in the quiet moments. Part 3. Guarding the treasure and the clean slate. The fourth cure is guard thy treasures from loss. In the pandemic, scams were everywhere. People lost millions in moonshot coins. The Babylonian way is to protect your principal. I applied this to my credit report. I realized that my low score was weighed down by zombie debts, old errors from years ago. In ancient Babylon, they had a tradition called the clean slate. If a debt became unpayable due to disaster, the king would literally order the clay tablets to be washed in water. You have that same power today through the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I challenged every single error on my report. If the creditor couldn't prove it, it had to be washed away. This clean slate strategy is how I cleared the path from 540 to 800 plus. I guarded my reputation with the banks as if it were gold itself. Your 2026 roadmap. So, I'm asking you in the comments right now. What is your why? Are you building credit to look wealthy, or are you building it to be wealthy? One buys a flashy car that loses value, the other buys a rental property that pays you every month. Tell me your truth below. The pandemic proved that the world can change overnight. But the laws of wealth, the laws of Babylon, never change. Whether it's 2000 BC or 2026, the path is the same. Fatten your purse, multiply your gold, and guard your credit score like the treasure it is. If this story helped you see the pandemic reset in a new light, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of modern Babylonians who control their own destiny. Remember, a lean purse is a disease, but you hold the cure. See you in the next video.